Hey there, how you doing today? I'm excited to be here. Why? Because today I'm going to share a few lessons that I've learned that have really changed how I overcame negative thoughts in relationships. See, there's three ways that I've learned that really help. All relationships, good, bad, indifferent, at times have negative thoughts. How do they like me? Does my boss appreciate me? Is my wife, spouse, husband, do they really care that much about me? See, those negative thoughts can absolutely damage relationships, but there's ways to overcome them. I want to share with you three ways that I've learned. And there's one person I'm going to reference. She's been powerful in not only helping people clean up their mental mess, Dr. Caroline Leaf, but she also shared a lot of these lessons with me. The first one that I want to share, it was actually my word of last year. It was be. Now, this is be present. Be present. That's a way to overcome negative thoughts in relationships. Don't focus on the past or the future. Just focus on the here and now. Be aware of your relationships, the self-talk that you have by observing and questioning your thoughts and emotions. You know, sometimes we allow our brain to go and we make stuff up. See, I once had a friend tell me this, is quit reading in between the lines. You know those lines? Quit reading in between the lines. Nothing's there. There's no words printed. Often we're like, they can read between the lines. Yeah, there's some intuitiveness to that. But it can also get you in a whole lot of trouble if you're reading between the lines, making up stories and circumstances that aren't there. Oh, why was she late? Why didn't she return my text? Why didn't they return the email? See, when we read between those lines and we just don't focus on the present, man, that's a negative thought. So be present. Appreciate what's in front of you right here and now. Number two, talk it out. Sometimes when we make up stories or we're confused, the best thing that we can do is talk it out with others. Share with them, hey, this may not be the case, but it seemed like this. Get it out in the light so shame can't keep you stuck and hurting. If you thought something, if you feel hurt, if you feel there's a slight in a relationship, be willing to open that door and talk it out. Now, here's another facet with talk it out that I think is great, is stop looking in the mirror and start looking through the window. A few months ago, I realized this. We often look in the mirror. We look in the mirror. We see this reflection of this is what I think the world looks like. Now, one thing that can happen is our windshield can get so covered with bugs, past experiences, that it's easier to look through the rearview mirror because it's clear. The back window's got nothing on it. But yet everything that's going to hurt us is in front of us. So what do we need to do? Break out some Windex. Clean that window. See, it's seek input and feedback from others that is the Windex in life. Be willing to put in a little elbow grease and clear it up. I can guarantee we're going to see a little differently when we choose to focus on the window rather than the mirror. The next one is dig deep. See, this is something that I had to focus on. It was a traumatic experience when I was a teenager that really forced me inside of myself. I didn't understand the roots that event caused in the rest of my relationships. It was those around me, my insecurity that I had before then, coupled with the tough relationship I had with some family members. See, over the years, I had to dig deep and understand what walls and barriers I put around myself. Those walls and barriers that I put up to protect me, they weren't helping me. So once I was able to work and find the root, then I could start to let go of some of the past, to focus on the relationships in the present, and just interact with people, talk it out. See, maybe you've picked up a toxic thinking habit from your parents. Maybe you have this from other relationships. My encouragement is find someone to work through it, a therapist. You can also use the 5-step brain detox that Dr. Caroline Leaf shares in her book, Cleaning Up Your Mental Mess. This is number one. Gather. It's like doing surgery. Find out what's the problem. Cut. Make the cut. Embrace it. Number two, reflect and write. Process through it, whether that's in conversations or journaling. It's writing out your thoughts and really understanding, are those healthy thoughts? Do those actually help me? And are they real? Or are they just made up? See, that's doing the surgery. You cut it, then you do the surgery, move the tumor. The next is recheck and active reach. This is like in surgery where you close it up and you allow the healing. It's reconceptualizing our thoughts and going back and justifying, are these real or are they made up? Is there evidence that this is true, or am I just fearful of what is possible? Because if we're fearful of what's possible, that's not really the case. That's just our fears, anxiety warning us. Be prepared. Do the work. Say, all right, if that's the worst thing that can happen, there's a lot of good things can too. So, the 3 ways that we can overcome negative thoughts in relationships is be present. Number 2, talk it out, go through it, share it with people. Don't feel like you need to hold it all on your shoulders. And lastly, dig deep. When we dig deep, we get to the root of it, and we often find out that it's grown a tree of thoughts that is just casting shade over every beautiful flower that wants to grow. Those are our relationships. I want to end with this thought of the day. The more that we focus on what potentially could happen instead of what might happen, understand the difference. If we focus on what could happen rather than what might happen, then we provide the perfect landscape for all great relationships. Focus on what might happen instead of what could happen. See, the could is negative. The might is exciting and positive. Thanks for being here. If you want to learn more about Caroline Leaf, go check out my podcast with her. You can find it at YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Till next time, have a good one.